Hello everyone, and peace of Christ all of you. Please invite your friends and let us have some good time together. I decided to come early today so we can have people who they are, in a time where usually they are unable to join us, they can join us. I see somebody trying to contact me already. If you are a Muslim only, you can contact me. And as you see, the topic today is about, actually, I don't care if Islam hate America or not. We want to talk about the concept of hate in general. But the reason I choose this topic today, I went and I searched for, I typed the word Islam, and I choose like last 24 hours. And then I come through this article, which is weird, to appear to me, because I notice it's written 2018. This article is by an Islamic website called Islamic City. Does Islam hate America? So I'm going to change the title just between me and you, audience, and we will ask the question: do Islam hate everyone is not a Muslim? Because many of you maybe don't care about America. You're not even an American. But this is not really about American or not American. Here it says, and I will share with you, and actually I have a link down below in case you want to open it. In response to some ignorant notions of Islam hate America, and Muslims seek the destruction of this nation. As an American Muslim who teach Islam in the mosque and university, I can, he want to prove that this is false and this is stupid. And those, stupid people, Islamophobic, they are disgusting. They are lying to you. Everything they are saying is absolutely false. And blah, blah, blah. But let us see how much he have evidence of what he say. Islam is a universal faith based on the Quran that Muslims believe in the divinely revealed text from the 7th century. Okay, and about 860 years ago, before America was discovered. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense. See how Islam hate America when Islam won't exist. There was no America. Come on, you see. You contacted Sadhguru website moderator. They say they refuse of any debate. Yeah, well, they want to debate somebody. He have no idea what he cannot refute them and show how this Sadhguru. Actually, even I don't want to change topic, but I decided to, each time we go online, I will choose maybe a few quotation of Sadhguru and get him busted, the same as we got the Muhammadan, because I believe this guy is deceiving a lot of, naive people, and naive is all over the place, Education today is not education. Schools are not teaching your kids anything is intelligence. Instead, they are busy teaching you how to change your gender and how to be stupid. So we will make let us say sanction or section for Sadhguru and people like him. All right. So we'll start taking this guy, little by little. Yesterday, by the way, we have a long video. If you don't have it, you can go to Patreon, download the video, and I advise you, if you want to repost, cut it pieces, like topic, like he said this, and showing you how he said the opposite just a few minutes before. So make many videos, if that long video. I'm not expecting him to accept to debate me, because this person, he cannot debate someone. He opposes him. You see, those kind of people, they sit in a place where they feel comfortable, which means everybody agree, everybody cheer up, everybody see wow, people, their mouth is open. Otherwise, he is no guru. So if you oppose him, and this is what we saw yesterday, when little oppose come from the other person who is in the stage about life, is if it's real or not, and he said to him, life is within you. How you can say it's not real? You will see right away how Sadhguru jump into defense, and he starts saying all kind of nonsense to cover the nonsense he said in the beginning, that life is not real. But anyway, we go back to our topic. So here they are saying to you that America wasn't exist, so how Islam can be against America? And here you will see that those Mohammedan, they are looking for a bunch of fools, and usually you can find them between Democrat and liberals. A liberal, he is listening to this, like Joe Biden. Yeah, I mean, hello. If America at that time was not exist in the time of Muhammad, how Islam hit America? Like, are you stupid or what? Mental, mental. So they are, trying to speak to the stupid ones, and they are a lot in the society. This is why they take drugs. I mean, a human being who is smart, he will not take drugs. If you are willing to take drugs, that means you are suffering from some kind of stupidity, and depend how much you take. This is how stupid you are. So the second you start taking drugs, that means you are really under the influence of something stupid. And the more you do it, the more your brain is actually will start even losing its ability. I mean, already, obviously, you are stupid to take drugs, and now when you take drugs, you will become more stupid. Good for you. I mean, stupid people they live happy because he's stupid. So anyway, so here the conclusion is that America wasn't exist, so how America hated by Islam doesn't make sense. Allah, he said, and he is quoting the Quran for you, verily this community of yours is one single community, since I am sustainer of all worship than me. You know what, I'm going to go to this chapter, and let us do a little examination, because you need to ask yourself, why the Muslim they quote for us just a verse? Is this verse serving the subject to prove to us that Allah is God and Islam is not against, Islam is against hatred? So let us go to chapter 21 and we will see what is there. Chapter 21. You see, I did not even choose the chapter. This is their choice, and just I'm going with them, and whatever they say there, I'm going to, to go for it. Let us see what the Quran is saying, and you can read with me. I'm going to go, I'm screening to see what this chapter is about. Supposedly, it's the best chapter to prove the point. All right. Okay, I keep going. I'm not going to mention the stupid mistakes in science in this chapter. Like as an example, Allah, he put mountains on top of the earth. Yeah. And this is the verse where the Muslim they mention that this is the Big Bang. But as you see, the Quran says that Allah, he have the earth and the heaven attached, and he split them, which means the earth and the heaven they were exist, and he split them apart. But the Big Bang doesn't say that. And Allah, he here in chapter 21, verse number 32. He made the heaven protected roof. How is that? If a genie tried to get out of the earth or the heaven, or if a human being tried to get out, Allah will shoot him in his ass, as we see in this verse, in different verse in the Quran. Well, I'm typing in English. Hold on. In chapter 15, verse number 18, so Allah, he made the sky protected roof, and any devil, he tried to steal information from Allah, like a hacker, because, those devils are very evil, they will go and steal information from Allah. So what Allah, he do? He is going to shoot their ass if they try to get out of the earth. And Allah, he, in different verse, he said, even this is not our topic, but just to cover the verses we are going through, let us see. All right. So here we will see that Allah, he said that nobody can go out of the zone of the earth and the heaven except with Allah authority, and we know that a human being, they went out of the earth already. stupid website. Here we go. Chapter 55, verse number 33. It says, O assembly of jinn and men, if you have a power to pass beyond the zone of the heaven and the earth, pass them if you can, but you will never be able to pass them except by the authority of Allah. And if you ask the Muslim what is the authority of Allah, they says only those angels and the prophets of Allah. You have no authority. But all of us, we knew that already. We are in this space. If you don't believe me, call the guy, his name Elon Musk. Going back to our topic, we are searching in chapter 21 for what they are talking about. We read the verses, and you can go through those verses, and you will find there's nothing there except stupidity, mix of stories. They don't make sense, mistakes of science, mistakes of history, and you will see here. Suddenly he speak about Abraham. A second ago he was talking about the mountains, and then he jumped to Lut. And then, I mean, all kind of, and then he jumped to Solomon and David, and flying carpet of David, like even the mountains were subjugated to Sulaiman. He controlled the mountains, yeah. The birds, even he controlled them, and they even pray under his command. And here is the verse about the flying carpet, chapter 21, verse number 81, which says, we subjugated the raging wind blowing by his command. So if you go and read the story, you will see that Suleiman, he have a flying carpet. It's made from wood. He command the wind, it goes under the carpet, and then he fly all with his kingdom, all the kingdom. And his army, according to Muslims, is all the way from Jerusalem to the Babylon and even Persia at that time. All of them, they are going on top of the carpet. And this is verse number 82 in the same chapter. Solomon, he have, a diving genies. They are shaitan. They dive for him to get him jewelries. That's why Suleiman is very rich, which is makes sense. I heard that even Donald Trump, he don't make money from what he say. He have some shaitans. They dive for him in Florida, and they get him all the diamond and jewelries from the ocean, which is a true story. If you don't believe me, check it out. So we are just, exploring the chapter they choose for us to show us the Islamic religion. And then, we go here, we will see that Mary, she guarded her vagina, and the Muslim, they lie in translation. They say she guarded her chastity, which is absolutely false, because in Arabic it says, التي أحصنت فرجها. Farj in Arabic mean vagina. I'm trying to be, by the way, polite and not use the word P. It is P, not even vagina. And then, O Prophet, indeed, this religion is yours. This is the verse they quote for us. This is the verse they quote for us. O Prophet, indeed, this religion of yours is only one, and I am your Lord, so worship me alone. But look what the Muhammadan did. They choose for us a verse supposedly will prove that Islam is not against you. But this verse is a racist verse. Why? What is the nation Allah is speaking of? Islam only. Non-Muslim are not part of that nation. How we can prove that? Do we have any Muslim would like to join us live on air? Any Muslim? We are not the same like the Muslim. They get two people, they start bashing the other religion. I challenge you to call me and prove me wrong. How we know that this verse is nothing but a racism, considering Islam is the best race, and this is actually a nation, and they are standing against all nations. Let us go to the Quran, because if we go to the Hadith first, the Muslim, they will play the game and they will say, oh, this is a Hadith, we will not accept the Hadith, because there's many fabrication. But the Hadith is a Quran too, because there's many Quranic verses are in the Hadith. So if the hadith can be fabrication and Islam based in both, that means Islam is not stable and cannot be trustworthy. But look what the Quran says. The Quran says, as an example, in chapter 3, verse number 28, and we will go to English. Let not the believers, remember, who is the nation? The believers. The believers, all of them, they are nations. So he's speaking to the believers as if they are one nation. Let not the believers, take not the hypocrite. So believers cannot take the hypocrite as a friends. Like, now, who is the hypocrite? The non-believers. Anyone is an unbeliever, Islam consider him, her, hypocrite, filthy, garbage, to the point even the Quran went far and says anyone is not a Muslim is a dirty shit. Excuse my language. The word najis in Arabic, you see a Muslim, if he touch his shit, he say this is najis. Ask him. The Quran consider non-Muslims as najis. Do you see here the word American in the verse? No. Do you see the word Australian, Indonesian, or Bangladesh, or any country? No, there's nothing about that. So where is the word American? How you say they are? But you notice here that anyone who is a polytheist, pagan, idolatrous, disbeliever in the oneness of Allah is what? Is najis. But remember, the article is to show you that in the time of Islam there is no America, right? And this is showing you the level of the IQ of the one who wrote the article and the level of the IQ of the one who will believe in it. There was no America at the time of Islam, but there is disbelievers. And America is a country of disbelievers. India is a country of disbelievers. The majority, they don't believe. So, according to Islam, anyone is not a Muslim is filthy, and he is equal, excuse my language, to a piece of shit. I like to say the word as it is, so you can understand the full aspect of it, because this is what najis mean. Actually, shit is a nice word compared to what the Quran is saying, because if you have shit, you can wash and you will be fine. If you are najis, nothing can wash you. Do you understand? So Muhammad, he forbid even non-Muslims to enter the city of Mecca and Medina. And that's what the verse is saying. You see, you hear Muslims speaking about the no-go zone for black people in the time of racism in South Africa. And they make article about it, how evil those white people. But Muslims, they practice exactly the KKK. This is what Islam is about. The difference is, if you are not a Muslim, you are filthy. Not necessarily the color. However, even Islam confirmed the color superior for the white people. And we will show you that soon. But let us go and see the signs in the highway in Saudi Arabia. Remember, there was no America in the time of Prophet Muhammad. But why you have signs in the streets in America? There's roads for Muslims, roads for non-Muslims. Do you know why? Because non-Muslims, if they enter the zone of Mecca, they will be slaughtered, for they are filthy. So they have for you a red sign. Be careful. Don't take the wrong road. You will be dead. Now, I saw that the new crown prince, he is changing that. And actually, I saw some Jews are in the city of Medina, but I don't know about Mecca. But this is what Islam is for the last 1400 years. Muslims only. And here, take the detour if you are non-Muslim. You go to Mecca, you have to be Muslim. Change your direction. You can go to At-Ta'if, Al-Layth, Jizan, which is in the borders of Yemen. No problem. But you cannot go to Mecca. Why? Because you are najis. You are filthy. What is your crime? You don't believe in Allah. But see, they quote for us a verse claiming that this is how Allah, He is being justice. You are one nation. He was talking only about the Muslim, not all of us. We are not one nation with the Muslims, according to Islam. And here you notice how they lie to you. You know, when we say Islam without lies dies, I think you have to agree with me, right? Now, if you go to the Quran, chapter 3, verse number 28, you will see a Muslim, and this is what they are doing in this article. It says, so don't take them as a friend, and here he mentioned the Jews or disbelievers. So as become mighty and honorable in the preference to the believers, who are sincere, whose so doth that seek might and honor by taking hypocrite and disbelievers as a friends. He has no connection to Allah. But those people, they are trying to say to us, I am an American Muslim. Let us go back to the article. Did he say I am an American Muslim? In response to some ignorant notions of Islam, hate America. Muslims seek destruction of the nation as an American Muslim. Do you see the word American Muslim? Can you be a Muslim and American? You know, America is just a land. But when we say America, there's a law, there's a system, and whatever that system is, you have to follow. The Quran, in chapter 5, verse number 51, it says, take not Christians and Jews as friends and protectors, and he who take them, he is one of them, and he is unjust. He is one of them. He is not a Muslim no more. And this is Quran. So if you say you are an American Muslim, and the Quran says, take not Christian and Jews as friends or protectors. So do you consider the USA Army your army? Do you consider the USA government your government? If you say so, and this person who is making the article, he claimed that he teach Islam in university. So you can imagine those stupid university, how much poison they give to your kids, fooling you, lying to you about what Islam really teach. And you don't need to believe me. Check the text yourself. Do you understand? Don't take anything I say to you for granted, and don't even believe me if you want. Put in your head that this guy is a liar. Go check it out. Go check it out. So this guy, he is teaching in American university. He go in the stage and he teach the children's, your children's, who they are already stupid, mostly, fooling them with transgender, homosexuality, diversity, false diversity. You know, I'm not against diversity. I am me myself. I'm an immigrant. Everything they teach your kids have nothing to do with reality, and it's self-destruction. And one of them is Islam. So you will see the filthy Joe Biden quoting Muhammad. He was quoting Muhammad saying what? Muhammad was ordering the Muslim to kill American. How we can prove it? Read it carefully. This is what the stupid Joe Biden was quoting for you before the election day, just to make some Muslims, who they are a small minority in USA, in Michigan and some areas, who they are like they have a cities controlling them, to vote for him. No dignity. Joe Biden, he asked the Muslims to do jihad against the American. This is what the verse is saying. If one of you, whoever of you, sees an evil, change it with his hand. If we ask the Muslims, Christian prince speaking against Islam, is that evil? They will say yes. So what is the solution? Change it with his hand. This is why they tried to kill Salman Rushdie just a few months ago, and Joe Biden and the coward Democrat, they want silence about it. Not even a single person who is official. You know, when 4 Muslims get killed in a town, Biden, he went, this is a shame. Whoever doing that should be paid the price. We don't allow hate crimes, blah, blah, blah. And later we found that the one who killed the 4 Muslims is a Muslim. When a transgender, he go and he shot 6 Christians in a school. Joe Biden is so mute. In fact, he apologized to the transgender. Joe Biden now, quoting for you the prophet of terrorism, who he said, I've been victorious by the terror from a distance of 1 month journey. And he is asking the Muhammadan to change the wrong they see by their hands. Well, this is what Osama bin Laden was doing. This is what Al-Qaeda were doing. For them, all of you are a bunch of evil people and time to die. By his hand. If you could not do so, you know, because they are, the enemy is stronger than you, then by your tongue. If you are not even able to open your tongue, by your heart, which means act hypocrite. Kiss their ass and say you are right until you get strong. When 9/11 happened, who was dancing in the street celebrating 9/11? You can go right now and search the videos. It's in front of you. Who was dancing in the street? If they don't hate America, I mean, you see, I will not be happy to see 3,000 Muslims get killed, burned alive. Why you want to do that? Why those people are dancing in the street? So, in one hand, they made articles to fool you, but the second you check the reality and what they do, you will find the opposite. We continue in the Quran. So, the verse they choose for us is a racist verse, consider Islam as a nation. And the rest are not a nation. In fact, if we go to the Hadith, just to show you this one, just to show you how evil Islam is. Muhammad, he told the Muslims, you are the best of mankind. You know, they are supremacist. This is why when a Muslim, he try always to speak as a supremacist, like you are nobody. How dare you apologize for insulting the Prophet? Because they are racist, believe in supremacist. So you are the best people ever raised up, between 2 brackets, for the benefit of mankind, which means this is not really in the Quran. The Muslim, they wanted there. When you see the word benefit, it sounds good. Benefit, for the benefit of mankind. Continue reading. The best for mankind are those who bring who? The mankind, with the chains around their necks till they embrace Islam. Remember, America was not exist in the time of a Prophet Muhammad. What was exist is people who they are not American around Muhammad. Christian, Jews, pagan like Muhammad, you know. So what is the duty for a Muslim? Do he love them? If you love somebody, do you bring him with the chain around his neck like a dog? So here he's encouraging slavery. And you know, we enslave you, we torture you, we take advantage of you. Convert to Islam or stay a slave like a dog, you know. In fact, the caliphate later after Muhammad, and even Muhammad, when some slaves they decide to convert to Islam, they hope they can get a free slavery from slavery, because they heard that Muhammad he free a slave. They said, "Oh, okay, convert to Islam, we are free." So Muhammad he noticed that this is a trend. He stopped that. You know, convert to Islam, you stay as a free slave. And Muhammad himself he owned black slaves, and he never freed them, like Bilal, very famous slave. The Muslims they keep bragging about Bilal. Do you know that the first one who called for a prayer, he was black? But they will not tell you that he been commanded to pray, because the white men are sleeping in the lap of their white wives. He was a slave who been commanded to pray. And actually, give me a second, I can show you the reference. Because you know the Muhammadan, even though we show reference on the screen, this is lying. I mean, we show everything we say on the screen, on the spot. And you know, I don't really prepare for what I will say next. I don't, you know, all the references in my head. So we find reference in the spot of anything we mention. Let us find some reference. Because I'm sure the Muhammadan, they will say he is lying. Now the Muslim, they will say to you that he have a nice voice. That's a good excuse. Let us see. Yeah, look, I look in this website. Look, they took it down, but I will find it here. Let's see. You will see that Bilal is nothing but a person who take command only. He have never been a person who have a choice of doing anything. Let us see. Bilal. Yeah, I don't like to mention something without showing reference. Let us see here. I will find it. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm not going to go without finding the reference. Always reference is very important, because the whole point of what we do here is educating you and showing you the proofs of what we say. Otherwise, talk is cheap, right? Anyone can say whatever he wants. And then that's what the Muslims they do. Let us see. There's a Muhammadan trying to contact me. Let us see. And then we will go back to the reference. It might be Fakira. Hello? He denied he declined. All right. Looks like he is not. I will call you later. Yeah, don't call me if you're not a Muslim, my friend. Only a Muslim. I see you have a Muslim name, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Let us see. All right, I found a reference here. I'm just trying to find something we can read in English, otherwise there's many references in Arabic, but we want the English one, so that can help you. Let us see. Here we go, actually. Here you see in this part, let us put it on the screen. Actually, here you see how the Muslim, they come with the adhan. The adhan is not even a command from his God, Muhammad was trying to find a way to do call for the prayer. The Christian, they use the bell, etc. And the Jews, they have their own way, the trumpet. So what we do? So they were trying to find out how we can do the call for the prayer. As you see, Zayd said, a horn of the Jews, is suggesting to the Prophet what to do, how we can call for the prayer. Some, they told him, okay, put a flag in the time of the prayer. When they see it, they will inform one another. But he, the Prophet, did not like it. And someone mentioned the horn. Zayd, he said, well, the horn is for the Jews, so don't use it. And then the Prophet, and then he said to him, what about the bell? They said, well, the bell is for the Christians. He said, this is the matter of the Christians. Abdullah ibn Zayd returned to Muhammad and said, from there, because of anxiety and the apostle, he was taught to call for a prayer in his dream. Next day he came with the idea, dream. The Messenger of Allah informed him about it, and he said, Allah Messenger, I was between sleep. Who is the one who got that in the dream? Listen carefully. Abdullah ibn Zayd returned to Allah Apostle. Then he was then taught to call to prayer in his dream. The next day he come to the Messenger of Allah and he informed him about it. So even the adhan is not even the idea of Muhammad. Then the Messenger of Allah I was between sleep, he said to him, and a weakness, like wakefulness, and all of a sudden, a new comer come to me. Suddenly, Muhammad is not the prophet; there's a different person, and taught me to call to prayer. Umar al-Khattab had also seen in his dream before. Everybody see that in his dream except Muhammad. And he kept hiding it for 20 days. And then the Prophet said to me, Umar, what did preventing you from saying it to me? He said, Abdullah ibn Zayd had already told you about it before me, hence I was ashamed. Then the messenger said to Bilal, stand up, listen carefully, stand up and see what Abdullah ibn Zayd order you, not tell you. You see the translation? They lie. Ya'muruka bihi. He command you to do, not tell you. Just I will take, just to show you the hypocrisy and the lies those Muhammadan they do. I will open Google Translation. Command you. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can use the Google Translation thing without just copying the word. We do the whole thing. Hold on. So I will do this. I will have the hadith page in Google browser. I will click translate to English. Nothing happened. Let's try again. Nothing happened. I don't know why. Okay, well, maybe we have only one choice then. But maybe you can do it in your side, in your browser. There's something not right in my browser. So I will do, as long as this is the only choice we have. Look with me. You can go and see the dictionary yourself. Does it say commanded you, or he says tell you? There's a huge difference between commanding you and telling you, you know. Very big difference. Ma ya'muruka bihi. Whatever he command you. I will copy actually all the sentence here from the beginning to the end. The messenger of Allah, he says, stand up, Bilal, look what he ever command you to do and do it. And now we go to Google Translation, copy paste as it is in the front of your eyes. Do you see the word command you? Do you see it? Why Abdullah ibn Zayd commanding Bilal? Because Bilal is the slave. Very simple. He is the only black man between them. The rest are a bunch of white men. So now Muhammad, he told Bilal, see what Abdullah ibn Zayd, he command you, because he is the one who saw the dream how to do the adhan, and do whatever he say. Going back to our topic, and you see why you can't trust a Muslim translation ever. Because do you think it's a mistake? They say he you know, like he told him, stand up and see what he will tell you. There's a huge difference between commanded you. I see somebody, maybe he is a Christian, maybe Middle Eastern, he's saying, Allahu alladhi harrara Yasua. My friend, an Arab boy, stop using the word Allah. Any Arab Christian, he used the word Allah is a certified idiot. Even the priest in TV, they use it. Stop using that word. Allah is a pagan god. Don't be stupid. The word Allah does not exist in your Bible. It exists only in the false translation of the Bible. Now we continue. So here he is, quoting for you more verses, chapter 6, verse 108. And all those verses is to make you sure that Allah is, he don't teach hate. Look what he says here. It is admonish Muslims to not to seek ill of others, let alone show hatred toward them, but do not reveal those being whom they invoke instead of Allah. You know what? Let us go to the verse so we can see the translation. I mean, see it in Arabic, because the Muslim translation always is something funny. So chapter 6, verse 108. We go all the way to verse 108. I apologize for making your eyes go nut. Here, they are saying to you, look, the prophet, he is even forbidding us to insult other belief. Do you see how they lie? Look, what is the reason? He said, don't insult them, because if you do, they will insult you back. And in this stage, Muhammad, he was weak. This is a verse which is abrogated. When Muhammad, he came with the sword, all those things is not valid. Insult them as much as you wish. We just showed you the Quran saying the non-Muslims are pigs. They are najis, they are filthy. So what do you mean don't insult them? So the verse here actually is showing us how Muhammad, he's trying to avoid the debate, not an insult. If you go and read the story behind it, you will find that the Christians and the Jews and the whatever there, they are trying to argue with the Muhammadan. They are not insulting. The one who was insulting is the Muhammadan. And actually the verse is proving that. Muhammad, he says, don't insult them so they will not insult you back. So who is insulting first? Are you with me? If I say to you, don't insult them so they will not insult you back, obviously you are the one who is doing the insult first. But they are using this verse to prove to you that Islam loves you. But look what happened in this verse. This we have made fair seeming of each people its own doing. Then to their Lord is the return. Okay. Let us read the verse before it. Had Allah willed, they will not have taken other beside him in worship. And we have not made you watch over them, nor are you set over them to dispose of their affairs. Sound nice. But it says clearly that Allah is the devil. He is the one who, by his will, he made them not to believe in him. But all those are thrown in the garbage. When Muhammad, he came with the command of the chapter of the Tawbah, kill the non-believers wherever you find them. That chapter alone abrogated hundreds of verses in the Quran. So what the Muhammadan they do, they show you when Muhammad was weak, Muhammad unable to accomplish anything. He wanted to survive with his religion with people who they are strong. So don't insult them, otherwise they will insult you. Had Allah willed, Muhammad is even given excuse now, is defending them why they don't believe. But if you go in different verse in the Quran, you will see how stupid Muhammad is. I will copy the same sentence. Be my witness. Read carefully. This verse saying what? Had Allah willed, they would not have taken other beside him in worship. We will find another verse in the Quran saying the same, but this time the non-believers, they are saying that, and Muhammad is trying to refute them, saying you are lying. Oh boy. Yeah, let us continue here. Which I forgot what the verse number. You know, it's hard to keep your memory fresh all the time. Let us go and do this. It's a total contradiction of what the Quran is saying in that verse. I'm trying to remember it. Here we go. Chapter 6, verse 148. And I find it very funny that we are even reading chapter 6, verse 108. Guys, do you see how nice it is? What we are reading in their website? What we are reading in the website? Chapter 6, verse 108. What I was looking for? Chapter 6. 148. So the same chapter. We are not out of the chapter. What this chapter is saying? Those who took partners in worship with Allah, they will say, if Allah had willed, we would not have taken partners, between two brackets, in worship with him, nor with our fathers, and we would not have forbidden anything against his will. So this is their excuse. Now Allah told Muhammad what to say back to them. He's saying they are lying, those who said that. Those who say that, they are liars. Those who say Allah, if had he will, we will not worship beside him. He said they are lying. This is their fabrication. If you don't like this translation, we can change it for you. This is Hilali and Khan. Let us say different idiot, Big Tal. So, they who they are adulterer will say, had Allah willed, we had not ascribed into him partners, neither had our fathers, nor had we forbidden aught. Thus did those who were before them give the lie. It's a lie. It's not Allah will. But this is totally contradiction for the other verse. We just saw Allah saying, had Allah will, he made them all believe. Do you see it? People, do you see it? And the funny is, this is even the same chapter. This is chapter 6, verse 107. And remember, the Quran says, if this is not from Allah, you will find in it a lot of contradiction. Are you with me? So, in this verse says, had Allah willed, this is Allah talking, they would not have taken others beside him. In the same chapter, Allah accused them, those who say such a thing, that Allah is the one who made them take partners. They are lying. This is how stupid the Quran. In one chapter, we find totally contradiction. In one verse, they say, had Allah willed, we will not believe other beside him. Allah, he said to them, you are lying. Chapter 6, verse 148. The other verse is the opposite. Chapter 6, verse 107. Had Allah willed, they would not have taken others. So how they are lying there, and here you are telling the truth. But let us continue with this chapter. So when Allah, he says, don't insult those who disbelieve, but you Muslim, you call us kuffar. Is that in the Quran? What kuffar mean? Kuffar is the one who lie and hide the truth. You call us najis. What najis mean? Filthy, nothing can wash you. Hypocrite, liars, evildoers, animals. The Quran actually considers non-Muslims as animals. Kal an'am. There's a Muhammadan actually, he made a video in YouTube. His name is like da'wah something. All of them, they are da'wah, you know. He made the video and he said, he have a cows behind him. He said, look at those cows and look at the kuffar. Which one is more useful? This is a chapter 7, verse 179. Remember, the Muslim in the article they quote for us, saying that the Prophet says, or Allah said, don't insult those who don't believe. Okay? So why you are calling us animals? We are even less than animals. And this is the Muslim translation. So if I say to a Muslim, you are more stupid than an animal, obviously I'm not insulting. Based on this. So do you think the Muslims who made this article, he saw one or two verses in the Quran, he did not see the rest, where Allah called the Christian, the Jews, pigs, monkeys, idiot, filthy, hypocrite, less than the cattle? Do you think really a person who is a Muslim sheikh teaching Islam in university, as he claimed, I don't know his name, he do not know what the Quran is saying about the Christians and the Jews and the Hindus and the Buddhas and the rest of the world? Islamic articles are pushed by the liberals because both are living in the same field. You see, liberals, they take advantage. Liberals and Muslims, religion, is like a worm sucking the nectar of a tree. And they help each other to hold into the trunk. So the Muhammadan, they find that liberals are the best ladder to climb the tree. Liberals, in the other side, they found that supporting Islam will make them look better. They are not phobic. They are not hateful. They are for everybody. But the second we check, we find that Islam teaches totally the opposite. And those articles are written by none but hypocrite liars who they are trying to deceive you about what Islam stands for. If we ask this person who say, does Islam hate America? I will change the topic, says, does Islam hate anyone who is not a Muslim? Let's go to the Quran. You cannot even love your own parents if they are not Muslims. Is that my words? No. Is that my statement? No. Is that my interpretation? No. Chapter 58, verse number 22. You will never find people who truly believe in Allah and the last day loyal to those who defy Allah. Translation is false, by the way. It says loyal. You change the translator, you will be surprised with the new Quran. Loyal? In Arabic, it says yuwadduna. How yuwadduna mean loyal? I will change the translator, and in a miraculous way, you will see different translation. Here we go. I will go, let's see, Yusuf Ali. Random choice. It's not loyal. Thou wilt not find any people who believe in Allah and the last day, loving those who resist Allah and His Messenger. Remember, the article is what? Does Islam hate America? Well, what is the opposite of hate? Love. Correct? Hate is the opposite of love. So if Islam cannot love even their own parents, read carefully. This is not about America. Even your own parents, if they don't accept Islam, you cannot be loving to them. Even though they were their fathers or their sons or their brothers or their kindred. In the article they said, America at that time does not exist, but where your parents exist at the time? Look like at that time nobody had parents. So the whole article is about how we can fool you. And already, if you live in the West,